Hi, welcome back. So, great. We just registered on the system all our competitors and we just got all our categories ready. We got our tournament ready. We got our divisions ready. And we're ready to start registering our competitors for a particular event, right? So we will go here and we will look for the option that says tournament registrations. Okay, so once we go here, we'll go here where it says competitors registrations. When we click it, we'll get this screen right here, right? And we get a lot of different things here. Okay, this button, which is the big red button, this red button, what it does is once a tournament is done, once it's finished, it's a lot of information that you don't really want to store on your system. And you want to also be able to reuse all the competitors that you just register on this event for future events. So this button, what it does is it unregisters all the competitors that you're going to register now. So I hope it's not confusing, but you have a lot of competitors that came to your tournament through the door. So you're going to register them for this event. Once the event is done, if you would not reset it and you will do a second tournament, all those competitors will show like they're already registered from the last tournament. You don't want that. You want to make sure they all get reset so that you have to re-register for the new tournament and you have to pay, you have to go through the whole process of the new event. But for you to not make a mistake and by accident clicking this button on an event that is running, it is disabled. In order to enable this button, you have to go through a couple of hoops, a couple of steps that would make it a little bit hard for you to make a mistake. If you click it, it's because you wanted to click it. So in order to activate this button, you will go here and you will click this first button. And then you will click the second button, and this second button will allow you to now use this button. Once you click it, you're done. It will reset your event and it will erase all the competitors and all the results of this last event. And you will have to now look for that information in a file that is called your history file. And if you just wanted to know where that is at, it will be in files, and in files you will have a browse that is called history. You see it right here. That's where your information would be. You will go here to click and you will be able here to see all the information of the history of the different events and competitors that competed in this event and that registered for this event. And that history will be pretty useful because 10 years, 5 years into the future, somebody comes and tells you, oh, you remember I went to your event that you did in the year, whatever. And you will say like, oh, you did? Yes, I did. I participated. Remember, I won. I got this champion or this award. And you will want to say like, well, let me check in my history. And in the history, you could search and you will find a lot of useful information of that competitor that registered for that event. So that's what this button is for. Then you get the blue button. The blue button is the same as if you wanted to go here to the registered competitors area. But you get it here. Why? Because here, if you get into a mode, you have to quickly edit or add a competitor that is not going to be on this event. See, you want to add him, but you don't want to register him for this event as being able to compete in this tournament. You could add him here, but here you register him for the event. So let's see how this works. You click register for the event. You get this screen. Okay. It's pretty similar to the one that we just showed you before, that allowed you to do the searches here. Remember, you could do the query here for looking for the competitors. You get a lot of different searches here, right? They're pretty powerful searches. Like for example, look at this sort. This sort only shows you the competitors that are paid to participate in this event. So it got a lot of powerful searches. Like for example, if I go here, it would just show me the competitors for this dojo, and you will see them all here. Only this dojo. If you just want to see the competitors for this dojo, you click it, select it. Oh, nobody came from that dojo. Let me see who came from this dojo. Oh, look, he came with 4 students, 5 students. That information could be pretty useful for the owner of the event to know how many competitors came from that school. Also, you got powerful searches by name and different searches here that are pretty powerful, and you could go through each one of them and play with them, and they'll give you a lot of ways of finding information about your competitors. But let's talk about these colors here. These colors are interesting. When you get to see green, these are competitors that register and paid. When we say paid, they paid with money to participate in the event, or they just registered and were approved to participate even though they didn't pay. When they pay, you get to see here how much money they paid. When they do not pay, you get this area where you only get a blank space, so that gives you the idea that he did not pay. And when you get different ones, that means he might have paid for this but not for this, and for this but not for that. And if you go here, it tells you, if you open it a little, exactly what it is that they pay for. So you could play with all this. So let's register a competitor for the event. So I click insert. And the first thing I get is basically all the information that we had to fill in for the competitor when we were just adding the competitor to our database. And this is useful because if you're getting the competitor for the first time, you don't want to have to do the job twice. You don't want to create the competitor first and then come back here and register it. You will probably want to go here instead of going to add competitor. Instead of going here, you will probably want to go here and just add the competitor from the beginning, because he's going to be in this event. Because if he wasn't going to be on this event, you wouldn't wanted to do this. You would have wanted just to add the competitor through this screen. This is what you wanted to do. See, you just wanted to do this. But this is not the scenario. The scenario is we're registering for an event. So we go here and we just search for the competitor. So we're going to search for Dario, the competitor we just created. He's going to search for it. He just found it right there. You go to top. He's right there. Yeah, great. That's what I wanted. Remember, we put that picture in before, and all the information of Dario is there, right? Or at least the information that I added when I created Dario on the database. It's the first thing we need to know. Now, the next thing is we got to register. So let's work on that. So what are the events he's going to be participating in? Well, Dario is going to be doing kata. Dario is going to be doing kumite. And Dario might be doing all the events, or might be doing another event, event that is not defined on the names that are here. And once you define that, you will say, okay, so how much is he going to pay to compete in kata? So I'll say $75. And how much is he going to pay for the kumite competition? Well, let's say $75. Uh, is he going to pay for anything else? Well, probably not. And the other thing we need to do now is say, to what tournament is he going to be participating in? So we'll go here where it says event code. Remember that we had to create this code when we created the tournament. We click here and yep, great. We got the tournaments we just created. They're right here. So he's going to be competing in the tournament number 1. This is the tournament we just created when we started putting all the information in. And that's great. So we click here and we click total. So this would register the competitor on the system as a registered competitor, and this will tell you how much he has to pay. He has to pay $150 to participate, and that part would be done. If we would have to change the picture, we could still do that here. We would go here to browse, and we could still go here and do that if that was something we needed to do. And why would he have to do that? Because we need this picture. Because now we got 2 buttons here that we need to work with. Let's go with the first button. This button is the ID pass button. This is going to generate the pass that he's going to be wearing through the whole tournament. So we click here and we get this screen right here. Okay, this is the badge, and this area right here is the paper that you can cut and stick to the back of the competitor if it is something you want to do. Okay, and this is the badge. It's a regular size badge, which is all you got to do is bend it in the middle, cut it with a scissor right there in the square. Okay, and you will add it in to the envelope, the plastic envelope that the competitor will be wearing in the event, the badge. And here you get the basic information of the event, the divisions he's going to be participating in, right? And all the information you might need is all here. So we'll click close because we don't want to print this. If we wanted to print it, we'll just print it. And that's the first thing you want to print, the badge for the competitor. And then the second thing you want to print is the waiver. So here you get the waiver with all the informations that are filled out through the software with the organizer of the events, the waiver of the different persons of the event, and just leaving the space for the parent to signature there and signature there, and to approve whatever illness he has that he disclosed that he has, right? So that he knows that he's competing under whatever conditions he already said, and that he's responsible for that, right? So we close that. So we print those 2 things, the waiver and the ID badge, and that information will allow us to finish our registration. We click OK, and that competitor is registered. So now look what happened with Dario. Dario gets to be registered for this event code. He paid for these 2. That's why these 2 are green. And if I click on top of him, I can see he quickly paid $150. He did pay, so he is registered. Okay? And that's about it. That's all you got to do to register a competitor. So one more time again, if you have any questions or something that you didn't understand, please contact us by email and we will gladly help you out. Hope you like it, and let's keep going for the next modules.